EA Sports brings you a special edition of the National Football League for this Thanksgiving matchup.
We can hardly wait for the start of this one, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Crescent City of New Orleans and the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams that love to throw the football. And you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense. We're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy does on the field here today.
Oh, in their minds, there's no question. They are competing against one another. And I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other. They study each other. They work together in the off seasons. A lot of times they're friends, but come game day, there is no question. At the end of this one, yes, they want their teams to win, but when they put their two box scores up next to each other, there's going to be some bragging rights come this offseason.
The kicker, Blake Grupe, set to start it. And off we go from the Superdome. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. So the Tampa Bay offense set to work for the first time in this one. And they're led by the #1 overall pick back in 2018. Greg, it is Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
I don't know about you, Mike, but my biggest takeaway from our meeting with him was just how important it is that they get off to a fast start. He made it very clear. They wanted to put their opponent on their heels right from the jump. So I think early in this game, they're going to come out swinging right from their opening whistle.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's Baker to begin with a pass. That pass complete to the veteran, Sterling Shepard. 13 yards to start that drive. And a quick first down.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
This one is caught by Shepard. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
They send Godwin in motion. On first down is Mayfield. And the reception for Chris Godwin. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. Quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
On second down, Baker. He keeps it himself.
I love this call, Mike. Second down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
They send Godwin in motion. Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. This one on target to Godwin. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face second down and 7. Slot man in motion right. Second down throw from Mayfield. He's got it at the 7. And he's into the end zone. Mike Evans. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Buccaneers will take a 7-0 lead. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. And their quarterback is the all-time leading passer for the Raiders, Derek Carr, the veteran.
Ever since Derek Carr came into the league, Mike, he's been historically a very passionate and productive NFL quarterback. He has the arm that can make every throw, but sometimes it's that arm that gets him into trouble. So he's got to find a little balance, a happy medium between aggressiveness and recklessness, because when he's playing well, they have as good a shot to win games as anybody.
Carr going to look to throw right away. That'll be caught. It's Alvin Kamara. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
Slot man in motion left. Carr working out of the gun. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack. Joe Tryon Shoyinka maneuvering in there to bring his man down.
Sacks are drive killers. There is no greater correlation between a defense getting off the field and the ability to rush the quarterback. And when they come on third down, that number just goes up.
So on fourth down, they'll turn to Lou Hedley here to punt. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. Wow! And he's going to be knocked down before he can even think about returning that one. Whoa! The Bucs offense ready now for their second drive. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. He'll find his running back, White. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Motion man set right. Throwing on second down, Mayfield. Over the middle, that's Godwin. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often. So that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
On 1st and 10, here's Baker. That's caught left side by Otten. They're trying to use that size to push forward, but it's not going to work. Defense strong up front. They're going to get him down behind the line of scrimmage.
This is a guy that we're used to seeing make a lot of his plays in the back end, Mike, kind of patrolling that center field safety position. But this time, he recognized that play up at the line of scrimmage, and he blows it up for a loss.
Baker going to hand it to White. That's a short pickup to about the 47. Brian Brzee there for the tackle. Here's a 3rd and 10. They send Evans in motion. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Mayfield. He'll go underneath here, the running back out of the backfield. That's a pair of hookups on this drive. This one goes for 14 yards and a 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Sending a receiver right. Mayfield to throw it here on 1st down. A throw on the move is caught. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
On the handoff, it's White. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Mayfield. To the left side, to Godwin. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
Now Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have that 1st down. They didn't want to settle for 3, and now it's 1st and goal.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback. Getting into the...
To the goal line and in. Mike Evans. Touchdown, Buccaneers. That's 2 touchdowns for him now in this 1st quarter alone. What an opening quarter he is having. Greg, that is 2 touchdown receptions here in the 1st quarter.
Mike, all this guy has to do is keep this pace up, and he's going to have himself 8 touchdowns. But in all seriousness, if I'm this quarterback, I'm not looking anywhere else until this defense proves they have an answer, because right now, they don't have one.
Previous play is under review.
At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
McLaughlin now for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Buccaneers move out on top 14-0. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Saints offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. They'll go play action with Carr. That's complete. It is Foster Moreau. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick 1st down.
It's so early in the game, you have to be careful now as coaches and players that you don't find yourself trailing early and get out of your game plan. There is so much time left. Stick to what you've worked on all week. There's plenty of time to chip away and see if you can make this thing close come the 4th quarter.
They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. How about this sequence to start the drive? Back-to-back good gains, 19 for this one.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Carr. That one complete to A.T. Perry. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, ball's on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup. Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Kamara gonna try to bull his way in. He slams it in there, and he is in. Alvin Kamara, touchdown, New Orleans.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession, too. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. Now it's Bucky Irving to return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Buccaneers offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground, and here's White. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
Another run here with White. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. On 1st down, right back to White. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. That's Chase Young off the edge with tackle. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Mayfield. A short one there to Otten. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Throwing is Mayfield. Godwin working the right side. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
The Saints offense getting set to get back to work. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Carr. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And they will finally get him out of bounds, but not until he's near the 45-yard line. Short pass goes a long way. It works to the tune of 25 yards.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Chris Olave, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down.
It's one of those balls where the quarterback wishes there was a string. The second it came out of his hand, he wished he could just pull it back, because from the moment it left his hand, that looked like a sure interception, and the only reason it wasn't because the defender just flat out dropped it.
That's deep for Olave. That is hard. And he will score. Chris Olave. Touchdown 6. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
On comes Blake Grupe for the PAT. He gets it to go, and the Saints will tie things up. We are all even at 14. So back to level after the touchdown. In time for the kickoff. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point. All even at 14. They'll start this drive with first down. Drive begins with a run by White. He'll get about 2. Willie Gay with the stop. Second down and 8. Mayfield to throw. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
They send Godwin in motion. Baker to throw. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack. So we are through one on this Thanksgiving Day. Knotted at 14 on the scoreboard. More from New Orleans after this. Here's Jake Camarda now, as he'll take this a yard or 2 into his own end zone. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. First and 10 now from the 36. The tight end Moreau is in motion. He'll go right and find his running back.
All right, so there's really three areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel in. Number one, the traditional handoffs. Number two, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Second down, Carr. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that second down sack, really puts them in a must pass. You don't want to be in third and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate, and with the danger of a 3 and out, they better hold up here in pass protection.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. Carr working out of the gun. He's going to look for the home run ball. Jamel Dean that time, all over him in coverage.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And no run back here. Fair catch taken at the 17-yard line. The Bucs offense ready to get back at it. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with first and 10. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. This one on target to Godwin. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. The quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Second down throw for Mayfield. He's going to keep it himself. And he wisely hit the deck at the end of that one. No unnecessary shot there. It is a first down. 13 yards on that one. Move the sticks. It's a first down.
Anytime a defense decides to blitz, Mike, they're always rolling the dice, and we see why. You bring that extra defender, and if he doesn't get home, that quarterback not only can escape the pocket, but there is a lot of room to operate downfield. I'm not sure what was the more difficult aspect of the play, winning his route versus man coverage or catching this pass, because that quarterback, he put a little extra sauce on that one to get it there on time, and he's able to secure a really nice catch.
Here comes Otten in motion. Throwing on second down, Mayfield. Over the middle, that's Godwin. That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
Mayfield to throw on first and 10. They go right back to Godwin. He's got it again. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is first down.
And the Buccaneers first down.
Throwing is Baker. Off he goes. And he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a first down. Good-looking drive, rolls on 18 more yards.
Well, he's doing it all on this drive. He's throwing the ball well, and now he's able to use his legs to pick up good yardage and get a fresh set of downs.
They're at the 17-yard line now for first and 10. Now Mayfield. That's over the middle of the tight end, Otten.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
On second down, Baker. He'll find his running back, White. Here's third down and a few inches. From the gun, it's Mayfield. This one caught at the 4. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up first and goal.
So on these play calls, Mike, on 3rd and inches, typically how it goes is we're going to try to take a shot. Then there's a medium zone option. And then the last resort is just pick up the first down with something underneath and get that fresh set of downs. So in this case, he settles for the underneath throw, but it's still enough to pick up the first down. The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
Mayfield. And he'll get about halfway there. It's a gain of 2. Down to the 2.
Coming into the game, this is something defensively you have to be aware of. If this quarterback gets a chance and he sees some daylight, he's going to try to take it in on his own. But not in this case. They were quick to react, stop him short. Now brings up 3rd and goal.
They'll try to run with White. And waiting, no signal. He did not. No, he did not get in. And that's going to bring up 4th and goal.
I know it's easy from up in the booth, Mike, but I think that's one of those zone reads where the quarterback needs to pull it and keep it himself. The defense was clearly keyed on the running back. Not much room in there. No gain.
Some extra bulk out there. They're going to roll the dice and go for it on 4th and goal. A dive, and he's in. Rashad White. Touchdown, Tampa. So they decide to go for the touchdown, and Greg, they get rewarded on 4th and goal with the 6 points.
Yeah, I think the safe bet there is you settle for the field goal and you're happy coming off the field with points. But not this play caller. He rolls the dice a little bit, but give credit to the offensive line. They created just enough of a lane for this back to take it in for 6.
On comes McLaughlin to add the PAT. He's got it. And the Bucs have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They're searching here for the tying score, down 21-14. And they'll begin 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. That's deep for Olave. He's got it. That long one's going to bring them 1st and goal. He is brought down at the 5-yard line.
As that play unfolded, Mike, I thought he was going to have a chance to find the end zone for the 2nd time here today. And I'll be honest, if I'm the play caller, at the end of this drive, I might give him one more shot at the end zone. But either way, they got to be thinking coming away here with 6.
So after the big play to start, now we have 1st and goal. The tight end Moreau is in motion. They'll run. It's Williams. They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line. And that'll set up 2nd and goal.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
Here's Olave as they try the jet sweep. And that is not going to work out as planned. Maybe a tough spot to try to run a play like that. Either way, it's blown up back behind the line of scrimmage.
When you come across on a jet sweep, Mike, you're hoping once you get the ball, all you see is green grass and open space. Well, in this case, he had a lot of unhappy defenders waiting for him, and they're able to put him down behind the line.
And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 17-yard line.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Here's Blake Groupie for the Saints. A field goal try. This from 34 yards. Groupie's kick is good. And the Saints will cut the lead down to 4.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
He made the field goal a moment ago. Now Groupie back out to kick it away. He fields it at the 8. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Buccaneers offense, running back Rashad White, ready for this next possession. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes and that ball falls incomplete.
And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
They put a receiver in motion to the left. From the gun on third down, it's Mayfield.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
To return, it's Shaheed. And that's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. The Saints offense and Derek Carr set to take over once more. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to them with another drive here. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Throwing is Carr. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
Brings up second and 12 at the 24-yard line.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. They motion the slot man left. Out of the gun, here's a give to Kamara. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down. Carr now. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Buccaneers offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll do so with first and 10. To throw is Mayfield. A pass, it's complete. It's Shepard. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. A give, and here's White. And he'll get this to about the 36-yard line. Paulson Adebo is there to make the play. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Here comes Otten in motion. They'll try to run for it. Here's White. And that'll keep the drive going. He's got the first down up past the 40-yard line.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
They'll go again with White. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
On 1st and 10, here's Baker. To the tight end, Otten with the grab. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Throwing is Mayfield. Now he'll run. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
On first down is Mayfield. Throw left side, pulled in by Evans.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Baker to throw. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line. Third and 9. Now Mayfield. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Chris Godwin. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A 3rd touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
McLaughlin now for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Bucs add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Carr. And open downfield, it's Johnson. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. On first down, Carr. The left side into the hands of Olave. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. First down throw for Carr. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the...
nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down. New Orleans, 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Carr working out of the gun. He's got a receiver wide open, left side.
It's pretty evident, Mike, when a quarterback and his wide receiver are operating on the exact same page. The anticipation, the timing, the accuracy of both the route and the ball. And when they're working together like this, that's the definition of teach tape.
A 46-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Saints are able to get it back within a score.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. Here comes the return from a yard or two deep. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line. First and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. So we've reached halftime here, and the visiting Buccaneers have the advantage. As we'll send you over to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman standing by. He's got the EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment, but for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports halftime report. It was a solid first half for the running back, Rachaad White. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. He'll start at the 4. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The home team's offense headed back to take over once more. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Carr now to throw on first down. Throwing right, it's taken in, and he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. They're going to go right back to Kamara. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes third down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 1.
The tight end Moreau is in motion. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. He's going to have enough for a first down. He's out of bounds after a gain of 5.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a first down.
On the ground, it's Kamara. Finds an alley to the 35. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up, I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Carr. This one is complete along the sideline. A very nice job to fit that ball in. It'll be a modest gain.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Now a second down throw from Carr. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And he'll be taken down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
Ball sitting at the 7. 1st and goal. They send him right out of the slot. They'll run here with Kamara. They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line. And that'll set up 2nd and goal.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
Again, it'll be Kamara. Not a lot of room to work there. Well played by the defense. And they set themselves up for 3rd and goal. Back is Carr. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Here comes Blake Grupe for this field goal try. This, about as short as you can get. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Saints are back within 5.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
He made the field goal a moment ago. Now Groupie back out to kick it away. This one taken at the 7. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs ready to get back to work. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
I'll tell you what, if the offensive lineman had the same level of fight and effort that the quarterback did, they wouldn't be in this situation. It's a shame because that individual effort went a long way towards extending that play, and it still ended up resulting in a sack.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They send Godwin in motion. A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Godwin working the right side. We'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Here comes Otten in motion. From the gun, it's Mayfield. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
Kicking time for the Bucs. They'll punch it away. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. On 1st and 10, Carr. Throw right side to Olave. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Here's 2nd and 2. Throwing is Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
He's got his man complete to Johnson. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
Here's Carr. Right back to Johnson. He's got it again. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
They'll run on first down with Kamara. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Here's 1st and 10. Carr now. And this ball batted away and incomplete.
You just can't say enough about how hard it is to play cornerback in today's modern NFL, Mike. I mean, not only are these wide receivers better than ever, but the way the rules are written, you're really out there on an island with not a lot of options. Your technique has to be perfect. Your timing has to be perfect. It's exactly what we saw here, and he makes a great play on the ball.
This one on target to Olave.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
They need to get this to the 23. Here's 3rd down. Carr to throw. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. The Bucs have it. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it, and which team does a better job taking it away.
Here comes Otten in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Baker. Over the middle, that's Godwin. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. Second and a yard. They're going to motion the tight end over here. Baker going to hand it to White. And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
A gain of 3 on the play. First down, Tampa Bay.
Here's a give up the middle with White. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's second down.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
And that is incomplete. He was trying to fit that one into Mike Evans. And it'll be third down.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. The next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
From the gun on third down. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
On fourth down, Chase McLaughlin in for the Bucs. This will be from 56 yards away. And that one doinks off the upright and in. Fortunate break, but the kick is good. And the Buccaneers will extend their third quarter lead. McLaughlin hit the field goal a moment ago, and now he's back to kick this away. Here comes the all-pro returner from last year, Rashid Shaheed. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7. From the shotgun, it's Carr. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
What can they do here on third down and 7? They'll motion their tight end Johnson. Carr from the gun on third down. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
On the handoff, it's Kamara. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate. And that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
On first down, Carr. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. It is Logan Hall fighting his way in to bring his man down.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now Carr. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. What can they do here? This is 3rd and forever. Carr working out of the gun. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
The Bucs offense and receiver Chris Godwin set to take over again. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. 1st down and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. Putting the tight end in motion. The drive begins with a run by White. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. On the bootleg, it's Mayfield. He'll find his running back, White. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game. Just one more thing for the defense to have to defend. Make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone. Defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing that.
Second down and 8. One of the tight ends in motion right. A short one there to Otten. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it, and he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this 3rd quarter. A couple of first downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10. Mayfield to throw. Now he takes off. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll motion a tight end right. On 1st down is Mayfield. He'll run again. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll send a tight end in motion right. On 2nd down, Baker. He finds his tight end, Keith. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. With the middle of the field, he's got Evans. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
Throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think here we are in the 2nd half, and that's only his 2nd incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
On 3rd down, it's White. And it looks like he's going to have that 1st down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on 3rd down.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
On 1st down, right back to White. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Throwing on 2nd down, Mayfield. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Baker Mayfield. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
On comes McLaughlin to add the PAT. The kick is good. And the Buccaneers will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. So Chris Olave and the rest of the Saints offense getting ready for their next possession. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Carr. Taken in right side by the tight end, Johnson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Carr now on 2nd down. Here's a screen coming for Kamara. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Now a short one caught by the tight end, Johnson. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
On the give, this is Kamara. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Buccaneers' 26-yard line.
2nd down and 3. To throw, it's Carr. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8. Throwing is Carr. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Second down, Carr. Catch made right side. It's Johnson.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
35-yard attempt.
Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Saints are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
He made the field goal a moment ago. Now Groupie back out to kick it away. Irving now on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Buccaneers offense and Baker Mayfield ready for their next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. They'll start this on the ground, and here's White. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Another run here with White. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Here comes Otten in motion. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. That's caught left side by Otten. Nice job there defensively to keep him in front of the marker. It's going to bring up 4th down.
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, really for 2 reasons. 1, they're confident that they can pick up the 1st down with yards after the catch. 2, teams' willingness to go for it on 4th down is at an all-time high.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Saints offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Carr throwing from the pistol. He'll get this one to his safety valve, complete. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Carr. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. To throw is Carr. He gets that to his tight end, Moreau. 14 on the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans.
Okay, so now you pick up that 1st down, Mike, but now there needs to be a sense of urgency. You know you need to score twice. So this one, ideally for the offense, results in a touchdown. But either way, this first score of the 2 needed needs to be fast, because you need every possession you can here late in the 4th quarter.
The tight end, Moreau, is in motion. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Carr. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Johnson. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
Carr now to throw on 1st down. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Desperation time now setting here in the 4th quarter. This is where the urgency of your 2-minute offense is so critical. How many plays can you run and how fast can you run them? Because one score is not going to do it. You're going to have to score and get the ball back and end up going down and punching it in again.
1st down throw for Carr. He'll go underneath here. The running back out of the backfield. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down.
I think the rest of those receivers in the huddle have all come to the realization that they might not be getting a target anytime soon. And frankly, I don't blame them. I mean, they're riding the hot hand, and rightfully so. Until this defense proves that they can stop him in the passing game, I expect the quarterback to just continue to go back to him time and time again.
And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
Well, this is the advantage to having a really effective passing game, Mike, as the defense now tries to adjust to stopping you through the air. It's a lot easier to mix it up and run the ball. There's a lot less defenders in there trying to stop you.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. That is caught by the tight end, Juwan Johnson. Touchdown, New Orleans. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach. For the extra point. It's up and good. The Saints have cut the deficit to 5. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. Irving now on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. The lead is 5 as they're going to start with this 1st down. One of the tight ends motions right. On 1st and 10, here's Baker. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
2nd down throw for Mayfield. And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards. This crowd into it now as we get to third down. From the gun, it's Mayfield. A pass, it's complete. It's Shepard. 11 yards on the pass there. Good for a Buccaneers first down. On first down, it's White. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. And we'll see a timeout used by the defense, stopping it right out of the break. 1:57 to go in the game. They'll come up now for second down and 4. They'll go again with White. And he's going to have the first down yardage. Across the 50 to the 48. They run with White. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face second down and 7. On the give, it's White. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4. And it leads to third down. A give, and here's White. The Buccaneers getting their punter out there as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth-quarter lead. Trying for the old-school coffin corner. That's pretty close out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 5-yard line. Well done. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. They'll come up for first and 10. They'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete, but a flag down in the backfield. That's the area we usually see holding. They'll come up now for second down. Carr working out of the gun. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
That is incomplete. So the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. That's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. He lets one go, looking for Shaheed. He works free, right side. And this is going to be a touchdown. What a finish. They win it on the final play.
What a defensive breakdown, Mike. It's the last play of the game. You have to keep everything in front of you and then just rally tackle. But instead, they let him get behind the defense. He does the rest after the catch, and this is going to take a while for them to get over this one. That is just a brutal loss.
So this one, a win for the Saints. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. In the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. That was the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Saints are winners, as we say so long from New Orleans.